vacancies in the, public service and political sector. A lot of defections, rather, talking about people cross-carpeting from one party to another. And sometimes, as Nigerians, one begin to wonder what is really happening. Just recently, we had massive defection, entire party structure in Delta State, talking about the PDP defecting to the APC. We had some guests, we had some interviews, a lot of people condemned it. Some said these guys are just being, spineless and not standing for anything. Again, the question is, what do people stand for? What do politicians stand for? What has happened to the place of truth and integrity when it comes to public service? Do we still have people who have, strong ethics, who have conscience, who stand for something in Nigeria? Before now, personally, I used to say that people don't resign in Nigeria, that you would hardly see a politician or a public office holder resigning in Nigeria. But something caught my attention. I was surprised. I was wowed by it. When someone resigned his appointment because he doesn't believe in what the government is doing. Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Delta State, Governor Sheriff Oborivori, actually resigned his appointment, saying he will not cross carpet from the PDP to the APC. I was shocked when I saw that news. Today, I won't be the one sharing the news with you alone. You're actually going to hear from the horse's mouth. Joining us on this segment is Comrade Victor Ojei, former Senior Special Advisor, Assistant to the Governor of Delta State on Civil Society and NGOs, non-governmental organizations. Comrade Victor Ojei, thank you for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you for having me. It feels good to be here.
Absolutely. Comrade, when I saw that report of your resignation, I almost couldn't believe it, because this is strange. This doesn't happen in Nigeria. Nigerians are not known to resign for any reason. But you tendered your resignation, saying you didn't join politics to wine and dine. Before I go deeper into some of the details of your resignation letter, I just want people to hear from you. Just tell us the story so far. What influenced your decision to take this stand at this point?
Good morning once again to you and to viewers. Prior to myself joining politics, becoming a politician, I've always been the lead activist for Young Nigerian Rights Organization. I've always been into humanity, advocacy on a daily basis for Deltans and Nigerians. So I always have this compassion for humanity before joining politics. And because of that part of me that has everything to do with humanity first, I have conscience. That is why I decided to stand with the people of Delta State, because government is all about the people. Government is all about solving the problems and challenges of the people. Government is all about representing the people. Government is all about loyalty to the people when you are serving, either as a governor or elected official or an appointed official. Your loyalty should be towards your people. You can see what is going on, the transformation going on at Burkina Faso, despite it's a military regime. But then the impact is so much on Burkina Faso indigenous or people. That is what African leadership should be all about. African leadership should be centered on the interests of the people. Now, in Delta States, we are facing a lot of crisis. We are facing insecurity. We are facing housing, house rents, astronomical increments. Astronomical madness is going on in the state as I speak to you. A duplex now goes for as much as 30 million naira a year. 2-bedroom now goes for 2.5, 3.5 million naira, 5 million per year. And the government that has duty of care to checkmate these astronomical increments of rent, they are not doing anything about it. Go to Lagos State, for instance. You will see that the Lagos State government and the House of Assembly there, they have what we call a rent review law that protects the tenants. In Nigeria, we have tenancy law, which gives tenants a right, despite they are occupying the landlord's apartment or building. Tenants have rights. And then we have prescription from the tenancy law of Nigeria that you cannot increase or breach contract, a running contract. If your tenant pays you a rent for an annual rent, the tenant just went into an annual contract with you. So you have no right to just come all of a sudden and increase the rent. And even when you increase the rent, the tenant also have a right to reject the increments. So the state government, they are not doing anything to protect the rights of our people. Also take note that there is open government partnership existing, of which El-Rufai, while he was the governor, he benefited. It's a program. And we have the presence of open government partnership here in Delta State. El-Rufai benefited not less than 5,000 blocks of low-cost housing. That goes a long way to checkmate the astronomical increase of house rents in Kaduna State. But here in Delta State, the government is not doing anything to go into partnership for low-cost housing with open government partnership. Then for security, as I speak with you, there's rampant kidnappings going on, abductions going on in the states. And we have been calling on our government. We have been reaching out to our governor and the leadership of Delta State that look at what is going on. We even went as far as creating a WhatsApp group because of the silent treatment they gave to us. We had to look for other means to protect our people. So we created a WhatsApp group called Save Delta WhatsApp group platform, where we have members of state actors and non-state actors, the DSS, the police, civil defense, anti-corruption, vigilante, youth president, PGs, medical association, credible association members, and residents of Delta State. They are all members there. A platform where we share information such that we have to protect ourselves. Since the government failed to give us attention, the government also ensured that our security agencies are not well funded in Delta State. Take note that the governor is the chief security officer of the state. And also take note that the third schedule, item L, part 1 of the 1999 Constitution, makes the governor a member of the Nigerian Police Council, of which the Nigerian Police Council is made up of, it's a 39-member council. The president of Nigeria is the chairman. We have the chairman of the Police Service Commission. We have the IG of police and the 36 governors of Nigeria, you know, of the 36 states that we have in Nigeria. They are all members, thus giving them a duty of care to fund the police, to organize the police, to supervise the police, to administer the police. But here in Delta State, nothing of such is going on. The governor focused on Power 2027, where we know that we are just 2 years into this administration, and we campaigned with the MORE agenda, which is an acronym for meaningful development, opportunity for all, realistic reform, and enhanced peace and security. Now, I went on campaign in 2022-2023 with the governor. I happen to be very close to the governor of Delta State, and even the immediate past governor, His Excellency Okowa. I happen to be very close to them, that I've benefited so much from them. I know the support they gave to me when my only brother died 2 years ago, you know, but when I saw what happened, that the people of Delta State was not consulted with, I have no issue with them going to APC. But then the way they went about it, it now became an elite movement. Because the people of Delta State were not consulted with. They were supposed to consult with the people of Delta State before making such move. But there was no consultation. We just slept as PDP and we woke up as APC.
All right, Mr. Ojay, thank you very much for what you've said so far. You know, going through your letter, your resignation letter, I personally felt that there were some things, you know, that could not contain that letter. There was something that could not, you know, be said in that letter. And I'm going to take you to the spot where you said, I stand with truth and with the people, not with the highest bidder. I mean, can you expatiate on that part of your letter? I mean, we're going to be talking about some parts of your letter, but this part, let's start with it. You stand with the truth and not with the highest bidder. Please tell us more about that.
I already analyzed it. I already talked about it, even prior to you asking me about that part. I made it very clear to you that I am a friend of the governor, a close friend. I am a close friend to the immediate past governor, His Excellency Okowa. I have access to a lot of benefits. That's why I said I can't take parts or take side with the highest bidder. I could have made more gains. I had opportunity, of being okay, of getting a lot of benefits from political migration for political gains. But I looked at the long-term impact. I looked at the future of Deltas. That we know that Delta State by default is a PDP traditional state since 1990 to date. So when I looked at this, I weighed because since 2015 to date, Nigerians have been facing hunger from the APC-led government, right from the era of President Buhari to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a man I respect. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man I respect so much. In his private achievement as a governor of Delta of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu did a lot. He was the first governor to set up an IPP, independent power plant. He was the governor that went to court with President Obasanjo, where he won a lot of court cases. While Professor Yemi Osinbajo was Attorney General of Lagos State. He won local government election. He won physical planning, land matters, beautification and tourism, physical planning. He won a lot of cases that today Nigerians are enjoying that many persons don't know. But because I'm a fan of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I know a lot about him. He also funded and facilitated the Nandeko movement that brought about 1999 democracy that we are still in to date. But then this act that he's engaged in, going about manipulating PDP states in south of Nigeria to convert them overnight, to migrate them and their structure overnight into APC structure, is very, very dangerous for our democracy. Because the beauty of democracy is when you have opposition. Look at America, for instance. They have the Republicans, they have the Democrats. President Trump is the leader of the Republican currently. Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, they are Democrats. We can never wake up one day and watch on CNN that Barack Obama and the Democrats have collapsed into the Republican Party. Also take note that while President Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State and as an AD governor, President Obasanjo was so civil enough to allow him, even when he was going to court, challenging Obasanjo did not compel him to join the PDP. And PDP was also civil enough and plural. They allow existence of APC. They also handed power over to the APC in 2015 in person of President Goodluck Jonathan. And we also know that PDP is on the right-wing ideology of democracy, while the APC is on the left center. Because the PDP always adjusts each time Nigerians protest that they are not okay with the price of fuel or price of goods. President Jonathan always adjusts. Even President Obasanjo always listened to Adam Oshomole, while Adam Oshomole was the leader of the NLC, Nigerian Labour Congress. But the APC since 2015 to date, whenever Nigerians protest, they will even increase the price of that goods. When before they had this protest against end bad governance 1.0, 2.0, the price of petrol was at about 700. By the time they protested, President Tinubu increased the price to 800, 900, 1,000, 1,002. So you see that the APC doesn't have human face. They don't care about the people. There is hunger in Nigeria. People are suffering. Yet the government has paid us over and over. And they have proven to us that they are incapable of reviving Nigeria by way of not listening to the people.
All right.
So it's very unfair that government that should be all about the welfare and security of the people, they don't care about our people.
All right, Comrade Victor Ojei. Like I said, what you did, your resignation, comes as a surprise to many Nigerians, because this is not what we see usually. It simply shows that you're a man who stands for truth and for integrity and for conscience. My question is this. One of the things that caught my attention in your resignation letter, the way you describe the APC of just trying to grab power through manipulation, and also you describe what they're doing as not democracy, but voodoo governance. Before you resign your appointment, was there any rift between you and the governor? That's on the one part, that's part one of the question. And the second part is this: now that you've resigned, what should we expect from you? I mean, talking about politics now, because you said you are still open to work for the people of Delta State. So what should we be expecting from you? That's the second question.
I also want you to know that I have to be very close to the governor. Even he sent me a message yesterday. He told me thanks. You know, just the word thanks. So
I guess he wasn't happy about your resignation.
I never had any rift. I never had any rift with him. You know, I've never had any rift with him. You know, we have a cordial relationship. You know, so and like I said, if I had rift with him, he wouldn't have sent me a message. You understand, saying thanks. You know. Then your other question has to do with the way forward. Yes, the way forward is that we are going to rescue Delta State. We are going to take Delta State back from these elites that are few, because power belongs to the people of Delta State. Power is for the people of Delta State. Absolutely. And democracy is all about the people. Democracy is all about power, mandate given to our leaders from the people. So we have started a movement called the Delta Youth Alliance. This is a platform, a movement, where we are mobilizing the youth, where we are organizing the youth to come together, because we must organize ourselves. And I am the one leading that movement, because every movement, every revolution will have a leader. So I'm the one standing on the front, mobilizing our people, our youth in Delta State through the platform of the Delta Youth Alliance. We have set up WhatsApp group, 25 WhatsApp group for the entire 25 local governments existing in Delta State. And we are coordinating ourselves. We are advancing, coming together. And we are very hopeful that come 2027, it's going to be us versus them, the elites. Us, the people, versus them, the elites.
All right.
It's going to be a time that we are going to recover and rescue Delta State from the hands of these selfish and greedy politicians that migrated for political gains for selfish reasons, as against the future of Deltans.
What is out there, Mr. OJ, is that all of Delta PDP has migrated into the APC. Do you have other people like yourself who are willing to stand, you know, with the PDP? And then, first off, that's on the one part as well. First off, what exactly is the peculiar problem? We know that there is some form of problem within the structure of the PDP nationwide. But what exactly is the problem in PDP Delta State that, you know, warranted this from the insider's point of view now?
We already know that PDP has issue at the national level, and currently there is a huge vacuum that is left in the structure of Delta PDP. But it's a good news, because we are now mobilizing ourselves, we are organizing ourselves to occupy the spaces and the vacuum that they left, the deep vacuum. As I speak to you, PDP is still existing in Delta State, and it's going to be people-oriented, no longer business as usual, no longer political elites. Power is now going to go back to the people, because now the masses are going to occupy those spaces. Take note that Deltans are not with the PDP leadership and their selfish followers that followed them. It's not, they never consulted with the population of Deltas. Look, our population is almost 7 million naira. Sorry, 7 million in population in Delta State, our population. And the masses are not happy. If you should go and conduct a poll via Voice Populi, you will find out that Deltans are not with them, because traditionally we are a PDP state. Our governor was not having any issue with the power in the center with President Tinubu. The only issue in PDP was at the center there at Abuja.
National level.
Because they were not hands-on. The National Working Committee, they were not hands-on. They were not following up issues that came up they were slow to act. Currently, we are expecting them to be proactive, not reactive. So the people of Delta State, we are going to take back Delta State from these few politicians and their few followers that went that migrated to the APC as against the interest of the people of Delta State. And we already know that there is going to be conflict of interest because there in the APC, there are a lot of power brokers that are the gatekeepers that are going to have conflict of interest with the PDP leadership that exited PDP lately, with their few followers. Deltas are going to recover Delta State. Come 2027, through the Delta Youth Alliance.
All right, comrade. So contrary to reports, flying around in the media, because before now, before I saw your resignation letter, before I contacted you, what I believe was that the entire structure, that every single PDP member in Delta State defected to the APC. But from what I'm hearing from you now, what I'm getting from you now, is that you are not the only one who chose to stay in the PDP. But yours is quite significant because you were senior special assistant to the governor of Delta State. And just like my colleague asked you, what is actually the situation now in the PDP in Delta State? Because before now, I thought PDP in Delta State has become non-existent.
Yeah.
So what is it like now? I'm sure there will be a lot of openings in the structure. Generally speaking, what is it like? What is the leadership of PDP like? Because before now, what we were reporting is that, every single member of PDP, the entire structure has defected to the APC. But you, as a person, you chose to stick with the PDP, which is quite rare in Nigerian politics, which caught my attention. So apart from you, so what's the structure like? What is left of the PDP in Delta State? That's number one. Number two, what strategic plans do you have to revive the party in Delta State?
Of course, like I said, the PDP leadership, or will I say past leadership, migrated to the APC. And in this unholy marriage, it's not going to last because they are going to be frustrated by the end of the day. Now, like I said, also said earlier, there is a lot of vacuum currently. We are organizing ourselves through the Delta Youth Alliance, which is not a political association per se. It's a people-oriented association. We, the people, want to use that boat to recover and rescue Delta State. Currently, I've established communication with Honorable Ugochinyere Ikenga, who happens to be a voice, at the PDP center at the House of Rep, representing Idato Federal Constituency. I've established communication with him, so I'm hoping to travel to Abuja this weekend so that I can have more engagement with other leaders of PDP that are even in the Senate and the House of Reps, so that we can see how we can rally around and come together, bring our people, because we have to organize our people here in Delta State. But then I have to consult with these leaders at the center.
All right.
And a BOT member, a woman by name Honorable Esther, she has also reached out, to make inquiry of what is left. And we had a very reasonable discussion and plans. And also a PDP woman leader from the northeast of Nigeria also reached out yesterday, Hajia Ahmed. So a lot of stakeholders at the center, they have been reaching out. Even from the north of Nigeria, they have been reaching out. I'm still consulting with them. But then our people are ready. As I speak to you, our people in Delta State, they are giving me the support. They are rallying around myself and my team. We are even planning to start attending or coordinating or organizing meetings, local government by local government, so that we can meet with ourselves face to face and start organizing ourselves physically and online through social media platforms.
All right, Comrade OJ. Quite interesting to hear that you have plans to revive the party in Delta State. But I would like to ask you this. We are pressed for time, but I really like you to address this. Someone like Senator Ned Nwoko, who was on the PDP before, who migrated to the APC, he claimed that he did that simply because the PDP wasn't doing anything towards the actualization of Anioma State. Comrade Victor OJ, you happen to fall under Anioma State if we have Anioma State. So do you see that, excuse as valid? When I saw that, I was like, oh, all right. Maybe he has a good intention. That's talking about Ned Nwoko now, who simply claimed that he couldn't achieve actualization of Anioma State with the PDP. Do you agree with that line of thought? I'm talking about what Ned Nwoko said.
Of course. I happen to be very close to Senator Ned Nwoko. We even spoke yesterday about the Anioma States.
Oh.
And he's very positive. Senator is very positive that he's going to actualize it. And then the only stumbling block for him was because the immediate past governor of Delta State, in person of Governor Okowa, frustrated Senator Ned Nwoko out of the PDP. Because Senator Ned Nwoko has a lot of plans for the people of Delta North, not just Anioma, Delta North. And every effort he made, he was frustrated. Because now he is a senator for Delta North, which is made up of 9 local government area, and he made effort to meet with the House of Assembly members because he needs the support of the Assembly, at least 3/4 of the votes support. That's part of the criteria for him to actually achieve the Anioma State. But then these members made it very blunt to him that Governor Okowa, that's the past governor, instructed them not to endorse Anioma States, So Ned Nwoko also has plans for IPP, power generation.
Sorry, Comrade. Sorry to cut in, Comrade. Is it verifiable that former Governor Ifeanyi Okowa actually worked against the creation of Anioma State?
Yes, he worked against it, and it was so painful that a senator could not appoint not even one person, as special assistant, because usually the way he's being layered, since he's the leader of Delta North, he was supposed to have access to political appointees in each of the local government area of Delta State. That's the 9 local government. But Governor Okowa frustrated his effort using Governor Sheriff not to endorse any or approve any of his list, because politics is local, politics is grassroots. The senator was supposed to have political appointees, that the state governor was supposed to approve. But all efforts to have such appointment was frustrated by the governor of Delta State, in person of Governor Sheriff, through the influence of Governor Okowa. So Senator Ned Nwoko also had other plans, like the Ogwashuku Dam, for irrigation and power generation, but he was frustrated. That was why he had to cross carpet to the APC.
But why the APC, Comrade? Comrade OJ, why the APC?
Is it more realizable joining the APC now?
Of course, the power in the center is APC, and the Ned Nwoko already has close relationship with the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the Senate president, and a lot of stakeholders at the center. So he reached out to them, and he was encouraged to cross carpet to the APC, because apart from PDP and APC, we don't have any other platform that is strong. And you can also notice that myself, I still remain in PDP, because I know that PDP already has a system that has worked from 1990 to date. So we need the PDP system for us to be able to collapse into the coalition that will be formed any moment from now. In Nigeria, Governor El-Rufai, P2B, Atiku, they are still in talks, on the way forward for opposition, because democracy will be more colorful and interesting when there is opposition. And we also know that the APC was able to come into power when the CPC, ANPP, and others other parties merged in 2013, 2014, and they gave the PDP a hot chase. And it was massive, the support from the masses in 2014, that brought the APC on board, but the APC disappointed the people of Nigeria massive.
Yes, we have to go, but are you confirming to us now that there is a coalition in talks and it's going to really take effect?
Yes, the coalition is going to come. The coalition is going to give the current APC a hot chase, because Nigerians are tired of the APC. We already know that they are planning to rig election, and we also, there are speculations that they have already prepared the result of 2027. But we also know that history has it that in 2023 election, Lagos State people organized themselves, supervised themselves, administered themselves through the platform of the Labour Party, popularly called Obedient Party or Movement. They also cloned that in Abuja, the FCT, where the APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they lost massively. We also know that NNPP of Kwankwaso, Aminu Kanu, ideology members, they also organized themselves in Kano State, and we saw the massive win that Kwankwaso had.
All right, comrade, we really have to go.
We can organize ourselves.
Yeah. All right, comrade Victor OJ, we really have to go, but I want you to react to this in just 10 seconds, okay? I just want to, we really have to go now. We are pressed for time. My question to you is this: now that Ned Nwoko, Senator Ned Nwoko, has he actually moved to the APC first before we had these massive defections. Now that he's in the APC, you are still in the PDP. The question is, would you be willing to work with him for the actualization of Anyoma State, or don't you see there might be some frictions in the way going forward?
No, I'll work with him, because there's an advantage when we have Anyoma State. We have our own governor, we have our own structure, our own senators, our own House of Rep. So there will be opportunities for our people, more opportunities. Absolutely. If Anyoma State can be realized. I'm going to work with him. Okay. It's a good idea. It's a very good idea to create more states in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much.
Are still going for more states. President Trump currently is going after the Greenland, the Iceland.
Absolutely.
And he's trying to still expand the American United States and government system. It's good. There's room for expansion in every democracy.
All right. I really wish we had more time on this segment today, because I have so many questions. I would have asked you so many questions, but unfortunately we have to go now. Thank you so much, Comrade Victor OJ, former senior special assistant to the governor of Delta State on civil societies and non-governmental organizations. Thank you once again for joining us on the program today.
Thank you for having me. Yeah. Have a good day.
You too. That'll be it. That was former senior special assistant to the governor of Delta State talking about Sheriff Oboribori on civil societies and NGOs, who recently resigned his appointment. Quite strange, a strange occurrence in Nigerian politics and public service, and quite impressive too. That was just a rare example, and we wanted you to hear from the horse's mouth. It's been a wonderful program. Thank you so much for joining us once again on Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. We do this every day. We start with newspaper reviews at 7 a.m. and of course, we dive into deep and powerful conversations like this on the show every day. So you do not want to miss it. Don't forget, we stream live on YouTube, and also you can check us out on other social media and news on Facebook, on X, on Instagram. We have reels on Instagram as well. Thank you once again for joining us. Emeka Daniel is my name. Join us for a fresh edition tomorrow on the program. Do have a wonderful day. Good morning.
My name is Temitope Ajijola Oluwola. Wishing you a happy Workers' Day and a beautiful morning. Bye-bye.